So hi and welcome to episode 2 of the Day Trading for Beginners podcast. And in this episode, we're going to go over the blueprint for my initial 6 months as a day trader. So it is 2024, early 2024 in January. I've decided I want to become a day trader. And what is the first thing I do? I go to YouTube and I watch some videos. Now, I don't want to sound like a hater, but I get the YouTube game. People selling courses have really big channels and really good videos. They're so well done that they make you want to watch the whole video and then sign up for their courses. But the thing is, these guys are great at making engaging videos, but probably not at teaching me how to become a day trader. And I know this from personal experience in the affiliate marketing niche. People make awesome, engaging videos with amazing video editing skills, about stuff they don't really do. Or they give tutorials on stuff that looks so easy to do, but won't make you any money. So they put, so much work into these videos because they get really good advertising dollars. So, YouTubers, they want you to watch as many of their videos as possible. And this is sort of why they keep making videos that are so similar that target beginners like you and me. Now, I literally watched a video yesterday from a big YouTuber in the affiliate marketing niche giving the worst advice ever. So I'm super skeptical about YouTubers in the day trading niche. And in fact, I've seen many of them actually being exposed for some shady stuff. Now, this doesn't mean all courses and all creators are bad. I'm personally a course creator myself, and I've learned everything about affiliate marketing from online courses and other mentors. So I am sure that there are a few good people teaching day trading out there. I just need to do some real digging. And I would just sort of tell you to sort of put your spidey sense on as well when you're kind of watching these super engaging, amazing YouTube videos about day trading. So, you kind of have to kind of do some digging and kind of look behind the scenes a little bit. So, after watching and binging, YouTube videos that sort of expose some fake trading gurus, I actually managed to stumble upon a really honest YouTuber called Iman Trading, and I'm starting to watch all his videos. So in the show notes, I'm going to link to his YouTube channel, and I would recommend that you kind of check him out, see what you think of him, and consider watching all of his videos. I think they're really honest, and there could be some useful information in there. Now, I also found a Reddit group called RealDayTrading, and I will also link their Reddit group in the show notes. And after reading a few posts, I knew right away that this community and resource was something that I sort of want to follow. I kind of, I've been doing affiliate marketing for like 15 plus years. I've been in various groups. I've bought, so many courses. And again, I have a course myself, so I can kind of get a good sense of someone who's honest, someone who's professional, teaching the stuff, knows what they're talking about, and isn't trying to kind of upsell you on every single thing. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff going around with courses. And I just kind of got a really good sense from this Reddit group. So I'm going to link them below. And what I've kind of gathered from them is a good kind of blueprint on what I'm going to do for the first 6 months of my day trading journey. And that's kind of what I want to share in this podcast. So we're going to run through what I'm going to do in the first 6 months. And then in future episodes, I'm actually going to talk about actually doing this stuff. So months 1 and 2 are kind of like foundation and setup. So the first thing that I'm going to do is sort of unlearn and commit. So like I mentioned in the first episode of this podcast, I've sort of seen this number of 2 years come up quite often. So I want to understand that this journey requires a minimum commitment of 2 years. And like I said before, I'm going to try to become a successful day trader as quickly as I can. But, there are a lot of things to learn. The market changes from year to year. And you really not need to find a strategy, use paper money account, so a fake money account, and really become successful trading fake money before you trade real money, and just understand that it's a process that's going to take some time. So I've kind of instilled that in myself already, and I have the mindset from doing affiliate marketing and kind of talking with a lot of beginners that, so many people are after that instant gratification. I am not doing that with this project because I just know that it does not work. The next thing that I will do is choose a broker and set up accounts. So the very first thing I'm going to do is open an account, and I'm going to choose interactive brokers. So I'm going to talk about this more in some future accounts, but I've done a little bit of initial research, and I've just found that that is probably going to be the platform that's best for me. So I live in Canada. I have a Questrade account, but when I looked and compared them, when you're doing day trading, you will often do many trades throughout the month, and interactive brokers has lower fees for me. So, if you sort of break even on 1 month, but you've done like 100 trades and it costs you $5 per trade, well, it's going to cost you $500 that month. Whereas if your trades are less than that, maybe just $1 per trade, you can save quite a bit of money. So I'm going to start from scratch with a new platform that I've never used. Again, I have a Questrade account, but I'm going to start this journey with interactive brokers, and I'm going to set up a paper trading account for practice. So that's really, really important to do. For the first 6 months or maybe even a year, I'm just going to trade on a paper account. And I know that many people do not do this. They see a bit of success. They start trading real money, they lose money, and then they quit. And that seems to be, a theme with many people that get into day trading. I'm not doing that. I'm going to do paper trading until I have a legit strategy in place. So the other thing that's going to happen in the first 2 months is I'm going to begin my education journey. So I'm kind of a pure beginner. I don't know where you might be listening to this, but I have a little bit of sense of the markets. I know about the stock market, but I don't know, everything about them, like futures. I kind of don't even know what futures are. I sort of know what commodities are in the Forex. I have a slight understanding of that, but I really need to get a quick update on, the markets. Like, I've bought stocks, I own stock, but I don't have a good, confident understanding of, the differences between the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and all that kind of stuff. So I know a little bit, but I'm going to, begin my journey of education, understanding the markets, doing some basic stock market learning. And then there are a few books as well that have been recommended that I'm going to start reading. And I'll list these in the show notes. There's a technical analysis book, which I'm going to start reading a little bit later, but there's a How to Make Money in Stocks book by William O'Neill, which has been recommended. And then there's an options trading book that has been recommended. I'll list those in the show notes as well. The thing with books is that you can get like 12 or 20 books recommended to you that are, people say, are the best books, but I'm not going to read 20 books. I just don't have the time for that. So I'm going to try my best to find the sort of essential books to read, and maybe even find some YouTube videos that explain this well, or some cheap courses on Udemy. And when I do any of that, I'm going to create a podcast about that. So that's going to be months 1 and 2, setting up my account on interactive brokers, and then starting my education and learning some of the basics of, the stock market and the various markets. Now, moving on to months 3 and 4, I'm going to do a deep dive into the learning and sort of master the basic trading concepts. So I want to learn all about buying and selling stocks, including, going long, shorting stocks, understanding, bid and ask prices, liquidity, ETF. So all the terms that are associated with trading stocks, and, going into interactive brokers and really understanding everything on the dashboard. So stop loss orders and all that type of stuff. So understanding all the trading concepts associated with buying and selling stocks, futures, the Forex market, and all that kind of stuff. And in months 3 and 4, I'm also going to do a quick introduction into options. So the resource that I shared above, the Reddit group, they have a really good post about options. And then I do have a book that I've purchased about options. So I'm going to do sort of an introduction study to options. And then basically I'm going to start buying and selling stocks in my paper account. So I'm going to buy stocks, buy options, and just understand all the different instruments, understand how it works, and really kind of master Interactive Brokers, master my paper account through practicing selling, buying stocks, and all of that sorts of stuff. And then we're going to move into months 5 and 6. And this is where I'm going to start studying technical analysis. So I've got the technical analysis book. I'm going to find some other courses on technical analysis, just some Udemy courses that are quite cheap. And maybe even some good YouTube videos about technical analysis. So I'm going to, learn how to read candlestick patterns, I'm going to study the useful indicators and understand that there's no single holy grail indicator, but I want to understand them all. And some advice that I got from the Reddit group already is to keep it simple. So you don't want to overcomplicate your trading strategy, but I really want to just know what all the trading signals and indicators are, and then I can sort of simplify it from there. And then in month 5 and 6, I'm also going to open a trading journal. So one that has been recommended is Trader Sync, and I'll link that in the show notes. And this concept of journaling all your trades, I think, is super important. And I understand that this is probably something a lot of beginners don't want to do. I already have a slight tension about it. I can see myself, not wanting to track and journal everything that I'm doing in a paper account. But I really think it's important. It's been mentioned that it's so important. It's one of those things that, people don't do, and then they regret it, or it's a good reason why they fail. They don't track everything that they're doing. So I think that's really important with day trading, to open a journal and track everything that you're doing, so you can really look back and try and find out what you've been doing right, what you've been doing wrong. So you want to upload all your trades to your journal. You want to analyze them. So I want to understand how to analyze them, how to label them, focus on my metrics, my win rate, my profit versus loss, and all that sort of stuff. So that's going to take me to, the first 6 months. So that's going to take me to the summer of 2024 if all of this goes into place. So I think the key message in this 6-month blueprint is that, becoming a proficient day trader takes a lot of time, and it's going to take a lot of work. So, this recommended approach involves, methodical learning. So starting with a paper account, analyzing trades in a journal, and then progressively building up skills without risking any real money. And this process, should ideally span, over this first 6 months. And then, beyond that, we're going to actually look into some day trading strategies. So I can sort of envision myself doing this and doing paper trading for like the first year. I don't think I'm going to risk any real money until I get into year 2. That's sort of what I think will happen. And again, I think journaling is going to be extremely important for me. And if you're a beginner, I think it's going to be important for you as well. And here's what I will sort of add to this plan. I don't really have a really good understanding of the markets and financial instruments, like I sort of mentioned. So I really want to sharpen up on the basics. I want a better understanding of how the stock market actually works. And I'm also going to get familiar with, basic financial instruments like stocks, bonds, commodities, futures, forex, cryptocurrencies, and all that sort of stuff. So, if you ask me right now what a bond is, I do know that, but I'm not super confident in it. So I want to sharpen up on that. And commodities and futures, I couldn't really tell you what futures are right now. So again, I'm a pure beginner starting from scratch, and I really want to sharpen up on some of these basic things. And then once I've done that, these are the steps that I'm going to take. So just a quick recap. I'm going to do the basics, then I'm going to set up an account with Interactive Brokers and get extremely familiar with it. I'm going to watch all the demo videos that are available on that platform, and I'm going to learn how the dashboard works. I'm going to open a paper trading account and get very familiar with the platform. I'm going to learn everything about buying and selling stocks. I plan on reading the recommended books that I mentioned that are in the show notes, taking some courses on Udemy, watching YouTube videos about the basic trading concepts. So that's really what I want to cover in the beginning, and then we'll get into technical analysis later on in the first few months. So I hope that you found this useful. That is my trading plan for the first 6 months. And really, that sets up what this podcast is going to cover in these first 6 months. So please subscribe to the podcast. I hope that you found this useful. Again, in the show notes, I'm going to list all the resources that I mentioned in this episode. And I look forward to speaking with you in the next episode. Take care.